Do you want to lose weight or have good health in general? Intermittent fasting can help you achieve that. Watch this video till the end to find out how. Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Llewellyn and welcome to the Healthy Lifestyle, which is about fitness, nutrition, motivation, and positivity. And in today's video, we'll be talking about intermittent fasting. This video is a part of a two-part series where I talk about intermittent fasting and all the benefits that it has got to offer. In this part, we'll be discussing what is intermittent fasting and its benefits, the different methods of intermittent fasting, what should you eat while fasting, and lastly and most importantly, should you try out intermittent fasting? Is intermittent fasting meant for you? So now, without wasting any more time, let's get started. Now, first things first, what is intermittent fasting, or IF as it is most commonly known? Is it a diet? Is it a what? What is intermittent fasting? Intermittent fasting is more like a way of eating, wherein there are two windows, one is eating and one is fasting. So now what are the windows we are talking about? It's fairly simple. Firstly, you fast for a set number of hours, and for the remaining number of hours, you eat. Easy, right? So I hope you've understood what is intermittent fasting. Next, we move on to the benefits of intermittent fasting. IF is actually really good. I have tried it personally and I've lost a lot of weight because of it. So now, is weight loss the only benefit of IF? No, that's not the case. IF also helps in reducing the risk of type 2 diabetes, increasing metabolism, and also helps in cellular repair. Now next we'll see what are the different types of intermittent fasting methods that are out there. There are so many out there, so I can't explain all of them, but I'll explain the five most popular ones that are out in the market. First, we have the 16 by 8. 16 is the number of hours you are fasting and 8 is the number of hours you are eating. This method is the most popular and most common one out there. So say you have your last meal by 8 p.m. at night, the next meal is going to be at 12 in the morning. Or noon. Morning. Okay, moving on. Next we have the 5 by 2. So what does this mean? 5 hours fasting, 2 hours eating? Nope. 5 is the number of days that you will be eating normally, and 2 will be the number of days that you will restrict your caloric intake. So say you are fasting on those 2 days, your caloric intake will be around 500 to 700 or 25% of your total caloric intake. The choice is up to you. You shouldn't starve yourself and it shouldn't be too easy on you as well. I think 700 is a good number to start with. You can start with 700 and then experiment your way around it and have that perfect number, that perfect caloric intake that you should have on those 2 days of fasting. The third type of fasting is the alternate day fasting, wherein you're fasting every alternate day. This is similar to the 5 by 2, wherein you restrict your calories to a maximum of 25% or 700 calories and eat responsibly on your other days, on your normal days, I mean. Don't just go out and eat junk, it's not going to work at all. The fourth type is called the warrior diet. Now it's called the warrior diet because you're fasting for 20 hours and you're eating for just 2 hours. Now I wouldn't recommend this for anybody who's just starting out with intermittent fasting because it's going to mess you up really bad. You're going to have bad headaches, bad mood swings, and basically don't try it because it's really intense. Now the last type is the complete 24-hour fast. If you thought the warrior diet was intense, this one takes it a notch higher. 24 hours means if you have your last meal at 8 p.m. at night, the next meal is going to be at 8 p.m. the next day. This is really intense and it's only for experienced people to try this out. If you're just starting out, like I said before, don't go for this. Start small and then go big. Okay, so now you might think this guy is talking, it's easy, it's good, but the minimum I have said to fast is 16 hours. That is the most common one out there. If you don't want to fast 16 hours, start with 12. Why 12? Because 12 is the minimum hours you need to fast for your body to get something good out of intermittent fasting. Eat your last meal at 8 at night or 9, and the next meal by the 12-hour window is going to be at 8 or 9 in the morning, depending on when you eat your last meal at night. Now that isn't tough, right? If you have your last meal at 8 at night, you're not going to have your next meal at 12 midnight or 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. You're going to have your next meal most likely by 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the morning. So this works for many of us and most of us are already doing it. So just try it out, see if it works for you, and then you can move on up to the warrior diet or the complete 24-hour fast. So there we have it, 5 popular methods of intermittent fasting. Now you might be wondering, what should you eat while intermittent fasting? You already know the answer: healthy, whole foods, and no processed stuff. But there is one meal where you should be careful, and that is the meal when you're breaking your fast. Now there are many ways in which you can break your fast. Some say have fats and proteins, some say have only carbs, some say have only liquids. So what is the right food to eat? There is no right food to eat, generally speaking. You should see what works for you and then stick to it. But just in case you don't want to experiment, these are the foods that you can eat: eggs, chicken, yogurt, spinach, cabbage, banana, and nuts. That is your healthy fats. Now, all of these foods which I have mentioned is not one meal. You can have either one of them. I don't know if I am over explaining or what, but just to make myself clear, either have eggs, either have nuts, either have cabbage. Not everything combined. Everything combined is just going to make your stomach go poof. And if you're going for a longer fast, that is more than 1 day, 2 days, it's better to start with liquids and then wait for a minimum of 6 hours before eating any solid. So now, definition done, foods to eat while breaking your fast done, and different methods of intermittent fasting done. Next, the most important question: should you try out intermittent fasting? I think you most certainly should, because I have tried it out and lost a lot of weight because of intermittent fasting. But what works for me might not work for you. As for example, walnuts are very good. Okay, if you have them, you're going to get a lot of healthy fats. But for some people who are allergic to walnuts, it's going to be really bad for them. Similarly, intermittent fasting might not work for everybody else. Now I'll tell you who have to be careful while trying out intermittent fasting. People who have eating disorders or weight problem, women who are trying to conceive or are already pregnant, and people who have high blood sugar, high blood pressure, diabetes. Please do consult a doctor before trying out intermittent fasting, because it can do you more harm than good. So yeah, that's it. Part 1 done. Part 2 is going to be all about my experience with intermittent fasting. What are the side effects? How did I cope with the side effects? And what is my intermittent fasting pattern as of now? If you have any comments or if you have any questions that you want to ask me about intermittent fasting, the comment section is there. Just write a comment there and I will try to answer it in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. And if you like the video, you know the usual: like, share, and subscribe. It really helps my channel if you do these 3 things. Thank you so much for watching once again. Until next time, be healthy, be safe, take care, bye-bye.